What's going on, guys? Nogri here, coming at you from Bespin. This is my survival world on Xbox One. Got a few of my viewers that like to join me, including my wife. She's got her own little base, but today I'm going to show you what I have been working at and give you an update on the world. So sit back and enjoy the show. So when I first started this world, I started on a nice little island right here. And when I started, there was nothing around the area. It was just a desert island, a little bit of grass, and that's it. I had to go out to other islands to even get trees. And every once in a while, some animals would spawn, but that's all I had going for me. So I had to build it up from there. After a little while in the world, I decided to make, since it is the spawn island, I decided to give it all the basic things that people would need to start. The different types of trees. You got acacia, oak, birch, spruce, and jungle. And a few other little things spread throughout, including some of the animals. Gonna have to add some more cows, but for now I think this works. A lot of my viewers like to come in and enjoy the world with me. Of course, you gotta have a little bit of rules for people to follow. When I originally started this world, one of the first things I put was a bamboo and cactus XP farm. Found it didn't work too well, so eventually took it down. But I did add this little farm over here. What this does, or did, doesn't work as well anymore, but it collects all of the fish, squids, and drowned that come in the area. Down below, I have some soul sand that shoots everything up here, and they get stuck over in the cobwebs. And then eventually they die, and all their loot goes into this box. Right now there's only fish, because I cleared it out recently, but it's a good little starter farm to get you going. That and fishing, great way to start. From there, I dug straight down into a mine shaft, an abandoned mine shaft that we will get to here in a minute. Alright, so when I came down, digging straight down to this abandoned mine shaft, which was a definitely lucky find, you use that to get all the basic loot that you need to start out, you know, iron and wood, and anything else you find in the mine carts. And from here, I just dug out and kept digging more and more of this area. Used it for my basic farms that you need. Sugarcane, I had wheat, carrots, potatoes all over here. Had some cactus over there. And I had a little tree farm in the center. Took a while with an iron pickaxe to mine all this out. Set up a little bamboo, you always need that. And I even set up a little iron farm. Now this iron farm is the one that you can find on Silent Whisperer's channel. Don't think it was his design, but he gives credit to the right guy on his video, and I can't remember who that is offhand. So then I also set up all your things you need for your animals. Sheep, cows, pigs. Had some chickens here, but they've moved into these little things. This is a great way to collect the chickens and their eggs, which I have more than I know what to do with. Then you have the automatic chicken cooker, which kills and cooks the chickens for you, giving you the feathers and cooked chicken. I have an automated wool farm with most of the different colors you need. I think I'm missing a few. Then behind that, I have the sugarcane farm, which I had to put 2 of them because sugarcane grows so slow that it still takes forever to get anything. And then I have an automated melon and pumpkin farm. Now right now it's currently turned off because I have more than I know what to do with. But when activated, the flying machine will go out, take the mine carts all the way down and back, collecting everything along the way. Again, it's another Silent Whisperer design, but it works really great, and I think it's awesome. What's my survival kit? Why I don't have that on me, I don't know. So that's that. So one of the great things about finding an abandoned mine shaft is you have a tendency to find a lot of spawners. and I found a zombie spawner, one of many I found, and turned it into my first XP farm. Now originally this was a 2x1 design with a trident killer in it, but because of 1.13, that design got ruined. So I had to find a different design, and this is what I went with. And as of right now, it works really great, and it will continue to work great. This design is from Navy Nexus. I would check him out. He has been coming up with a lot of good fixes for 1.13 problems. Now, any good starter base would not be complete without a storage area, and this was my first storage area in this world. I got the idea from pixalriffs' Minecraft survival guide and kind of tailored it to my needs. Originally, I had this all set up in polished andesite, and it just looked kind of bland. So I went through and made it look a little better, adding the checkered pattern, adding the tree stumps around, and we had a few glitched portals that we got through unconventional methods. And this was just the first floor of my storage area. Behind here, got my brewing stand. You place the stuff up here and it will automatically brew it in the order you put it in. Great way to save a little time. Got my first enchantment table. Kept all my books in here, but moved them to a new base. As I said, this was my first storage area, so it's not as chock full of stuff as it used to be, but it could still be used for a good little starter base if need be. And I think I have a few things still in here because some of the things I have I don't need too much of. Like tridents. Here on Bedrock, we get them a dime a dozen, and they're not worth as much as they would be on, let's say, Java. So this was, like I said, my first starter base. Very happy with it. It has come a long way, and it was my first real chance to increase my creativity on designing things, give it a little more decor, instead of spamming torches everywhere and just mining it out and leaving it the way it was. Now, another way that I worked on being a little more creative was I started making little dioramas of the different biomes, or at least in this case, worlds. So I started off with the Nether. You got your little fortress right here, which looks pretty decent, and then you have all the netherrack everywhere, and your lava. All the things you would expect to find in the Nether. Over here, I made one of the end. It's got the little ender dragon head up there. It's got the obsidian pillars on the spawn island. Then just a few little islands with, end city and a chorus plant. All the things you expect to find in the Nether. I had plans to work on other biomes, but just so many other projects I had going on that I never really got around to working on it. So after my little starter island was going pretty well, I decided I wanted to do something else. I wanted to have a base in the sky. Now, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, hence the name Nogree, which is a Star Wars reference for any of you nerds out there. If you can figure out what they are or know what they are, please comment in the comment section and let me know how much you like Nogrees. So, I figured the world was named Bespin, and what do you need in Bespin to complete it? Cloud City. So this is my start of Cloud City. Now originally, the design was supposed to be Bespin platforms from the original Star Wars Battlefront game. And I laid it all out and started working on it, and left it for a while. Went back to the starter base, and continued to work on that. Then I decided I was going to try to set up a village up here. And every little area had their different things, but the villagers kept falling off. So after I lost all of them, I decided, let's make this bigger. Let's make it look like Cloud City. So it's still a huge work in progress, and got the orange coloring. Didn't want it to be straight orange, so I mixed in orange with brown. And made a massive wide base. Now, It's got a lot of work that needs to be done, and it's going to be a continuous work in progress. But the real good parts of the base is what's underneath. These are the different layers that I'm working on. So I put another iron farm up here, which also gives me access to villagers, and these ones have the enchantments that you would like mending and infinity and efficiency and unbreaking, all to the highest that they can be. It took me forever to get those. I made little farms, because you need them. I'm going to expand them eventually, maybe add some automated ones later on, or at least ones at water to clear this out. And one of the most recent additions is the auto smelter. Great little design. You put what you want smelted in here, which I think right now I have a bunch of stone. Throw it in there. Evenly distributes them. Fuel goes there, which they're already full. And then you come back later, and this will be full of all the blocks that get smelted. As you can see, they're already starting to come in. Now recently, I finished work on my new storage system. And this is an automated storage system for the most part. All your blocks go through, and everything that's on top gets sorted out. Now, I didn't put everything in, which would have taken forever and just been massive. But I put in most of the things that you need, or you're constantly getting out in the world, and they file into the bottom here. But then all the stuff that you make out of them go in the top, like stairs and fences. Here's a good one right here. This one's got the stairs and the fences, and anything else that you can make out of them will go up there. You have to manually do that. But this stuff gets sorted down here. And then everything that doesn't get sorted out ends up in these chests here. I have not made a spot for wool yet, but that will be added in here somewhere. Not automatically sorted, but just put in here because I have the automatic wool farm in the old base, and I'll eventually be adding one up here. I'll also be adding in that brewing station up probably in this area. Make it a little automated if I can, or make a whole nother section of the base just for brewing. But that will be a later project. This is an automatic little smelter just for things that, iron, ore, and whatnot. So this is the top of the Bespin, or Cloud City so far. And right now it's got a few little things. A little place for a course plant to grow, place to put some trees, some zombies looking towards the villagers, and my central hub where you can get to most areas from easily. I have a huge fascination with water elevators in this world. It makes getting around so easy, because you just drop down, the water slows you, you don't hurt yourself, of course that's a small fall, and then you shoot right back up with that. So every floor, I tried to clearly mark at least what level is for now, at least going down. This one goes down to the livestock and farms, which you've already seen, and then 2 would go down to the villagers, so you can get to them and trade with them. This one goes all the way down to level 12 and has access to the old base. This brings you back up, and since it's going up 180 blocks, it takes a good little while, so we're not going to check that out right now. We are going to check this out, though. This is part of my item storage system. I put something in the chest, and it automatically gets sent into my automated storage section, which I use item transportation with ice and water and hoppers, all the little things that you would see in normal automation. Makes it a lot easier, so I'm not constantly going back down to the storage area just to put things away. Left room to throw shulker boxes on. Might have eventually put some switches here, or levers, so that way I can turn it off and get the shulker box without it going into the system. Now up here brings us to what will be, I guess you call it a master bedroom, plus a base of operations. I got my bed here, and the cool things that you can find, like all my elytras that I've got, and dragon heads, and different cool little blocks. Now, the 1.13 having recently came out, they added these awesome little things, foxes, and they're just the darnest, cutest little things. make some weird noises that sound like something's dying, but they're still just awesome. And I eventually might make some automatic farms out of them, including a chicken killer and maybe a berry farm. So far I've only got 2 named. Got Liquid Snake, and somewhere around here is the other one, and Solid Snake. Originally also had one named Big Boss, but I was in a fight between a creeper and he got right in the middle of it and accidentally got shot. Not my proudest moment. So that is it for this base, but I have a couple cool little farms that we can check out. So let's go look at them. Now, one of my coolest farms that I like to use, or my favorite one, is this massive mob farm. Now this is only half of what it could be, but when it worked, that was more than enough to mend all of my tools, mend my elytra, my gear. What it does is the mobs spawn on the platforms, the glass pushes them off, or spiders try to cross them because there's buttons there, and they all fall down into this central area and get pushed into one of 4 trident killers. Now, some of you may know that 1.13 has ruined trident killers. There are workarounds, but I have not put them up here yet. So as of right now, this little farm doesn't work as good as it did before. I have a few ideas on how to fix it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or just wait until the next update comes out. I'm not sure when that will be, but hopefully it is soon. Another cool feature about this is the XP gets taken up the water elevator to where you stand and helps fix everything. But down here, we have an automated storage system. So that way if you need certain things, like gunpowder, everyone needs if you have elytra, or bones, so you can make some bone meal, or strings, or even outlaw shells, which I've taken all out of here and added to my main base, but I have quite a bit thanks to this farm. And then you also get a bunch of tridents. Now recently, with 1.13, they've added patrols can spawn anywhere, or almost anywhere. I don't know the rules about it, but I know they're spawning in a lot more places, including in these farms. So I'm thinking maybe this can eventually be turned into another raid farm. Now I already have one of those, but again with the trident killers it is going to need some work before it is done. So let's head over to my next farm. Speaking of patrols spawning anywhere, I was going between my farms and look what spawned in the middle of an ocean. There's not even land for them to spawn on, and they still spawned here. So maybe they spawned over there and just moved? But I'm not sure. But here they are. Now where we're coming to is my guardian farm. Never understood why I see so many people building these above the water, or making other ones. But then I did it myself, so I can't really say anything about it. But what this is another one of Silent Whisperer's design. It's a guardian farm that has 2 modes to it. The first mode, these pistons are open and the mobs fall through the lava and suffocate underneath them. And from there, everything gets picked up by another item storage or item movement area and gets sent to the center and sent back up into these little chests where I can collect what I need. Now I emptied them out not too long ago, so they're not too full, but the drop rate is pretty good. We've got no complaints about it. The cool thing about this farm is with a flip of the switch, it opens the nether portals and sends all of the guardians to the nether, where I have a killer area for. So let's go check that one out, shall we? Down here in the nether, besides for all the wonderful noises that we have, is where the guardians will end up falling. Now they fall through lava again, and they fall a nice little distance, hopefully enough to make them almost one-hit kill. And as you can tell, they pretty much are. Now I do have plans to eventually add a storage system for it, but for now, I'll just keep them like that. And just come in here and kill them when I need to. Obviously, this design requires 2 people, but whenever you need a little extra XP, it's a good way to do it. So in Bedrock, we are lucky enough to have a little exploit where strays, when killed by a charged creeper, drop wither skeleton skulls, which is a great way to farm withers. Or, you could say make withers. This is Silent Whisperer's improved beacon factory. And what it does is it spawns the strays and sends them down into the nether. And on the nether side, there is a blast chamber. So we're going to go check that out. I've sat here for a few minutes, so it should spawn quite a few strays over there, except for that one guy down there who's stuck. So let's go over to the nether and check that out. So here we are at the blast chamber. First of all, we have the area where I collect the charged creepers. Currently have one named Big Boomers, because he's going to make a nice big boom. And over here we have just some of the strays that have come through. Now up top I have a way to push down some more, but just here to show you how this works. So we're not going to worry about getting every single one. So what I set up here is you push this out, which pushes the creeper a little closer to the rail, and you hit the button, and it drop a minecart and pick up the charged creeper. So from here, you grab flint and steel, which I'm on creative, so that just knocked it off. Let's go ahead and find it. Here we go. So normally you'd throw some potions at them or something. You can get a lot of experience from this, but I'm not too worried about that. I just want to show you the wither skeleton skulls you can get. So let's hit him, back up, and all those guys die. And nothing in my inventory. Well, no wither skeleton skulls in my inventory right now. We run up here, and just from that little time, we've got a little over a stack. Now, you could stay there for a whole Minecraft night and get over 3 stacks, if not more. Just got to make sure between every time you reset the slime blocks, and obviously you get more charged creepers, which I have a nice little area where I do that at. So let's go check that out, shall we? Whenever there's a storm, I try to come out to the mesa. I take my channeling trident and look for creepers. Figure the mesa is the most open area, don't have to worry about trees, and you're really not worried about rain either, which has its disadvantage with your Riptide Trident. But at the same time, I'm just looking for one thing. That's these little guys. So I bring a bunch of boats, my channeling trident, hit them in lightning, and put them in boats and wait until later to come back and get them. So once I get them, I usually try to use a minecart and rails, or these bridges, and have them follow me until I can get to one. And I run them all the way to my little collection area. This is kind of just like the other design I have at the blast chamber. Creeper comes in, gets knocked off, and then pushed by the pistons into the water and goes to the nether. Now most of the time, the minecart hits the cactus and falls into the hopper, which you can't see right now, but it's right there. And the minecart goes in here. I think this design needs a lot of work, but for me, it works at the moment. We'll add some more improvements to it later, and if I can get a good design on it, maybe I'll make a little tutorial on it. So, I don't think any world would be complete without a raid farm. Again, this is another silent design, but it's going to need some work. Trident Killers have also messed this one up, or the 1.13 has messed up the Trident Killers, but there's a couple designs out there that I can do to fix it. And I will be working on those probably within the next week if they don't come out with a fix for it. But for now, this has gotten me a lot of emeralds before it broke. And I have it all in a sorted, auto-sorted system. I took everything out, obviously. No point in keeping it here. But yeah, so far, this has worked really well for me. And can't wait to get it back up and running to get more emeralds. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the tours. I hope you had a good time. and I hope you enjoyed the world. I've worked hard on it and I have a lot more plans for it. So like the video and subscribe to check out more of what's coming your way. I will hopefully be having some tutorials come out in the next couple weeks. I think I'm going to work on a water elevator tutorial first because obviously I love making those in my world and I want to share the knowledge with everyone else. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day and we will see you next time.